is AFRICUNIA television news updates featuring from our studio in the nation's commercial capital, Lagos, Nigeria. My name is Deborah Ezeh. We begin from Nigeria. Vice President Oshibajo last night plunged all assumptions and rumors when he hosted members of the Progressive Governors Forum to the breaking of Ramadan fast at his official residence in Abuja to reveal to them his intention to run for president. According to the source, nearly all of the APC governors except Ondo State's Rotimi Akeredolu, who is out of the country, and his Ekiti counterpart Kayode Fayemi, who was said to have experienced flight difficulties, were present. According to a top presidency source, Oshibajo felt it was the right time to address the 2023 issues with regards to his ambition, considering the fact that the election is close. The Independent National Electoral Commission had last week warned political parties against the violation of electoral timelines, as well as the provision of the new Electoral Act 2022, stating it will stick to the timelines and schedule of activities for the 2023 general elections and also monitor the primaries of political parties. Moving on, gunmen suspected to be bandits have attacked and killed some locals and razed down many houses in 4 villages of the Kanam local government area of Plateau State. The attackers stormed the villages on Sunday afternoon, shooting sporadically and setting properties belonging to the locals on fire. A resident of the area, Danladi Dakup, told news reporters that some people lost their lives while others sustained various degrees of injuries. He said that many of the villagers have fled their homes for safety following the invasion. This attack is coming barely 24 hours after the abduction of the wife and daughter of the State Commissioner for Environment. And still in Nigeria, a series of videos obtained yesterday by angle of the March 28th Kaduna train attack had shown victims surrounded by their armed abductors in a vast expanse of forest areas, pleading with the government to act. In one of the latest clips, notably different from the one released a week ago, about 15 of the terrorists were lying horizontally behind their captives, holding rifles and dressed in non-combat gears, with turbans covering their faces. The emergence of the video supports growing evidence of the activities of terrorism in the northwest, similar to those in the Lake Chad region. The Kaduna train, as this latest video revealed, was carried out by terrorists rather than by mere bandits. According to the online medium, the terrorists have reached out to the government with their demands towards facilitating the process of getting their demands met. Though the demands have not yet been independently verified, it was gathered that one of the demands is the release of certain individuals associated with the group in several detention centers in the country. And in Guinea, the disposed Guinea President Alpha Conde returned to Conakry on Friday afternoon after medical treatment in the United Arab Emirates, according to a statement by the transitional government read on state television. A Guinean Foreign Affairs document indicates that it was the authority in Conakry who asked for his return following the broadcast in March of a recording attributed to the former head of state from the Emirates. The recording spoke of the need for Conde's party to get into battle in anticipation of a serious deterioration in Guinea. For the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, these actions constitute a threat to the peace and stability of Guinea and violate the terms of a commitment by ECOWAS to guarantee the former president. And still on the African scene, over 1,000 Tunisians rallied in the capital Tunis on Sunday, calling for an end to what they describe as an ongoing power grab from the president Saied. The protest was organized by a movement named Citizen Against the Coup, along with the Islamic-inspired Ennahda Party, which was dominated or has dominated Tunisian post-revolution politics and the recent dissolved parliament. It is a political crisis that is growing, taking root and weighing heavily on the Tunisian economy and finances, on the daily life of people. The situation in the country is getting worse. We are suffering more and more. That's what 8 months of Saied rule created, says head of the Citizen Against the Coup movement. A parliament decided to dissolve last month after some MPs held an online section to revoke its decrees. And away from the African scene onto the foreign scene, 9 out of 10 Mexicans voting on Sunday in an unprecedented recall election engineered by President Andrés Manuel López Obrador backed his stay in office, underlining its domination of a polarized political agenda. Both critics and supporters alike had viewed his victory as a foregone conclusion in the ballots that first speculation it could open the door to extending presidential term limits, now limited to a single 6-year period. Now, voters were predicted to have supported López Obrador. A preliminary estimate from the National Electoral Institute showed on Sunday night. Turnout in the votes was forecast at between 17% and 18.2%, well below a threshold of 40% for it to be binding and lower than some polls. Opposition leaders had actively discouraged supporters from voting, with many condemning the plebiscite as a propaganda exercise and a costly distraction from real problems. Moving on, the head of Switzerland's Vaccination Advisory Commission has identified himself as a victim of a brief kidnapping last month that led to a fatal shootout with police. Several Swiss media published a statement from Christophe Bodger saying a kidnapper he did not know had taken him captive for around an hour on March 31st and demanded a large sum of money under threat of violence before releasing him. Police investigating the case shot dead the 38-year-old German suspect while trying to apprehend him last week. They said the suspect had shot a female companion as police closed in, killing her. Badger was not immediately available for comment. In a statement, he said he would have no further comment on the matter. Still on the foreign scene, authorities in China's financial center of Shanghai will start easing lockdown in some areas from Monday, despite reporting a record of more than 25,000 new COVID-19 infections at a thrive to get the city moving again after more than 2 weeks. That promises relief for some of the city's 25 million residents, many of whom struggle to find food and medicine after more than 3 weeks lockdown, and the battle on China's biggest outbreak since coronavirus was first discovered in central Wuhan in late 2019. Shanghai had 25,173 new asymptomatic infections on Sunday, up to 23,937 the previous day. Although symptomatic cases edged down to 914 from 1,006. Away from the foreign scene onto the sports scene, Gary Neville says he has very few words left to say about Manchester United following another weekend in the Premier League, which demonstrated the size of the rebuild facing the club's next manager. Ralph Rangnick admitted Manchester United did not deserve to finish in the Champions League spot if their performance levels for the rest of the season are similar to what they showed at Everton. United's ambition of finishing in the Premier League top 4 is receding, and Rangnick was left to bemoan a toothless attacking display against an Everton side that lost 3-2 at relegation rivals Burnley in midweek. And finally, the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport Development have charged the Nigerian Football Federation (NFF) to set up machineries for the Federation's general elections, which is expected to hold in September this year. The ministry has also directed the NFF to set up a 3-man technical crew for the home-based Eagles and invite 30 players to the team to start preparations for upcoming competitions. Rising from a meeting with the NFF and representative of the presidency following the country's failure to qualify for the Qatar 2022 World Cup, Sports Minister Sunday Dare expressed his determination to overhaul the country's football ecosystem. According to the source, the minister hinted that consultations were ongoing to get the federal government to directly pay the wages of the new technical advisor, while the NFF would handle all the logistics. And it's a wrap on News Update today on AFRICUNIA Television. Do ensure to follow all our social media platforms on Join to Pangram, Instagram, and Facebook respectively. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay connected and updated to news and other programs. Once again, I am Deborah Ezeh. Bye for now.